Let me lower
I think I
volume. Yeah,
I
yeah.
put it push to talk.
For
Uh,
Skype, I didn't. Yeah, okay. Okay. Let me open up the replay.
Wait, is it push to talk?
For me,
I don't.
no. But for
No.
you, yeah. I mean, like you could just push a button and talk to see if it works.
Uh,
Okay.
Wait, I don't think it's on push to talk. Mine.
Oh, if not, it's fine. Okay. So I'm loading in. This is D5. Terrible elo to be in, to be honest. Um,
I've been in D5 for quite a long time.
it's like okay, you'd be under the basis of what we call in the Smurfing community, or right now everybody who plays it, they call it the
Yeah,
Hardstuck
there's a
section.
lot of Smurfs.
Yeah, there's either Smurfs, boosters, boosted, or people that are just belonging that in that level of play. This
And
is
this
what
is
we call
actually my Smurf. It was my Smurf, but
uh-huh.
I got tilted in my main. My main is
Mhm.
revengeful. You can see.
Oh, revengeful. Oh, okay, so revengeful like this.
It's really
This
hard
way.
stuck.
Yeah, both like at some point if you hit D5 on both accounts, I mean, if you look at all my accounts, I don't have very many games on them, but that doesn't mean anything because I'm still like I can still climb a lot higher. I have
Mm.
I have a full op.gg of all of my accounts. Let me just load them up. And then what I see as an issue is right now it's the champions that you play, but like Riven isn't a problem. Like I'll see if you're like mechanically able to play Riven.
Mm.
Sometimes it's matchup, sometimes it's CS because right here you see I have really low CS despite you being like inting basically. Um,
I was
even if
I
you're
was inting. I was in.
even if you like die a lot, you can't forget like the fundamental of the game, which is learning how to CS, a standard set of plays. Um, Sometimes it might be built, sometimes it might be other things. A lot of times the meta changes. We have this. It's like Plat 3, 74% win rate, 51-18. My other account D5, D1. This one's silver, 18 and 1, and then this one's Plat 5. Like everything is at least Plat. I'll probably get it to like Diamond 3, every single one of them playing
Hey, why
like
don't you get
nothing but mid.
masters?
This one got masters. I just got too lazy to maintain it, so I'm just gonna leave it at like low LP and then grind for masters towards the end of season, and then probably get like maybe 100 LP max. That's as far as I can go. Probably gonna just play Swain. I'm just practicing other roles right now because when you play a lot of support, you become like mechanically dependent, and if you practice other roles to become like non-mechanically dependent, then like support will follow. So at that point, I'm just working on my decision making on other roles. So I do play top and I do play mid, so now I can coach those roles more efficiently. First thing you did was you actually deep invaded an enemy jungler. This
I
isn't
I
really the
do that
best thing
every
to do.
time.
Huh?
I do this every time.
Okay, I don't recommend you do it unless your jungler calls for it. And the reason why is because there, it's like it's sort of like a cheese strat. Basically, right here, a lot of the meta junglers right now, example, Rek'Sai, Elise, Lee Sin, if you're on blue, they start Raptors then red. So in theory, Jarvan could just start Q and do Raptors then go red, which means that he would
Yeah.
do Raptors then red, right? So if he's starting, you don't know if he's gonna start Raptors. So if he starts Raptors, then it's 2v1, and you just have to jump over the wall, and then you take a ton of damage. You have to recall you. You're doing this for like no reason. A lot of people take refillable pot. I recommend getting refillable pot on Riven early because then you can stack it onto other things. It's super effective.
I take the pots because I know I'm gonna make mistakes. So yeah.
What what it just what that means is you're willing to spend like 50 like per one pot
Yeah.
for because you take more harassment. But as a top laner, you want to be conservative about your play, not like there's aggression and then there's like over aggression, which we call recklessness. You don't want to be too reckless in lane because Rivens tend to be punished a lot by champions such
Yeah.
as Renekton or Irelia. Kind of depends on the skill-based matchup. Fiora, like the other carry counter top laners, or they just like sit and power farm via like enemy tank lines such as Shen, Maokai, Malphite, Nautilus. Not stuff that they're looking to kill, but stuff they're looking to power farm through. So what I recommend for that advice is like these three pots. The thing is, unless you get like a really good lead early, honestly, it's better to take refillable pot. A lot of people, like junglers especially, they take refillable pot too. Why is this here? Can I readjust this? Yes, I can. Refillable pot is just too effective for wherever you go. The only people that have to take regular pots is honestly the support. I used to think that taking refillable pot for support was fine, but it sucks like in the early game because bot lane is all about mass trading. Like you either like you hard. There's no bot lanes that just hard go even because jungler, top, mid, all influence the impact of bot lane because bot lane can carry the best. Because it's 80 carry meta, that kind of thing, you know? And you guys
Yeah.
have Caitlyn, so this game is like way favored towards you. That's one thing. Second, you guys have Ari, so this is like mid game. And then you have Riven, like you are Riven, so like this game is all mid game and team fight centric. They have defensive comps, so if they let Vayne power farm, if you let you identify your win condition, stop Vayne and you basically win. Cause if you stop Vayne, then their only two damage dealers are like down, because the next damage dealer is Diana. You can just kill Diana in team fights if you kill Vayne first, and then you charm Diana and she's done. If Diana takes you out, then the rest of your team goes haywire, and you have Braum to negate all incoming like damage from Vayne. So no matter what, you have some way to get onto Vayne, so that's your win condition, which means you should be using your teleport at 6 to to make
Yeah,
a flank
I
here,
always look
here,
down.
or here to crush the Vayne, and that's pretty much it. That's where your map awareness comes into play. I don't know if you have the point of view version of the VOD, but it's fine. I'll see what you can do. You just have
And
to
I
remember
have to
that
say
Shen.
that
Hmm?
I play lock screen. That's
Oh,
one
okay.
thing.
Yeah. Lux is broken as shit. Fucking stupid champion. Can't wait till they add those masters, because now she's even more broken. With the meteor shit.
So like I legit click on the minimap to look around.
That's fine. You can also just press the other buttons, the F2 buttons, but I also click around the minimap because I just feel that it's a lot easier to do so, because I just have a lot of micro stuff that's really fast. Yeah, this is fine. Just take the safest way out, and then he shouldn't be taking taunt level 1, so you're completely safe. You can like try to cheese him. It's not gonna do much. Like you'll get lane advantage and stuff. In fact, you can actually probably like you just drive him out of lane, force him to TP, and then push this lane all the way into his tower again, forcing him to TP. Because if you force him to TP, he already loses all that EXP. Then you get one step closer to level 2. Because your wave is already coming. You don't need to freeze it here. You should just hard push. Because you know that their jungler didn't start this side of the map, which means that they still have to clear this, then this, then this, then get to you. So your goal is to hit 3. Like as soon as you hit 2 or close to 3, so 2 or close to 3, you're gonna get ganked. Like he's already probably calling for help. Either that or bot lane's gonna get cheesed level 2, which is very unlikely because like not a lot of people like to perform that cheese on level 2 bot, especially with a Braum. All you have to do is stun him and then Jarvan dies. So there's no point. So the best lane to gank is your lane, because when you're level 2, you only have 2 abilities. You either level Q, then W, which is very rare, or you go QE, which I'm pretty sure you have to go QE. You're probably running
Yeah, I think I go
18012,
QE.
right? 18012?
Yes, Fervor.
Okay. Against this matchup, Fervor's fine. Like there's a lot of Fervor, Grasp, Colossus, Storm Raiders if you're actually crazy, and Thunderlords. There's so many options for you. This team comp.
And there's only 3 options though: Thunderlords, Storm Raiders, and Fervor usually.
If you go the old school build, like the tank top Riven, you go Colossus or Grasp. I think Viper does that like once every now and then. Like he says that it's okay. This is really easy. I think he DC'd or something, but that's really easy. Don't forget the CS. Like you can trade with him unless you're going for 100% kill. But focus on your CS. This is not, yeah, right here. This is kind of okay. Like you're looking to pressure him, right? So now you're 3, and
Yeah.
like I said, like I said, you should have a ward by now around this time, like really close. I see it's on cooldown. You can shove all the way in, which you didn't do, because now you're gonna get ganked by jungler most likely, unless you kill him here. Yeah, you get taunted, which means jungler's, yeah, super obvious. Okay. I don't know why Jarvan didn't flash on top of you to get the body knock up, then the auto attack, which would allow him to proc his potential Thunderlords, and then he would have killed you. Like you can stun him afterwards, but that's like 2 seconds later when you guys walk. If he reacts to his own fucking EQ, he would have killed you. A good Jarvan would have known that you were gonna do that. Like it's so obvious that you had to flash there. I don't know if anybody else would have seen that, but that's like I would have flashed there, and then okay, what the fuck? He still has flash, and he's just wasting
I
his
don't
own
know
time.
what they're doing.
This is retarded. He still has, like, both you guys have flash, and these guys aren't gonna do anything. Okay.
Yeah, Kane pinged me here, and we just go there.
You don't need to follow Kayn unless you're like sure that it's gonna be a kill. You have lane priority, so you have the ability to do it, and it's better to shove your lane and make the first move. Good. You can kill him, but you remember he has flash. So you just want to make sure you get your like combos in that like don't, that factor in that your opponent has flash. If you can force them to burn their flash, that's really good.
I have the 1% crit.
You're not warding your. Well, right now it's fine because he's literally not there. Like it's obvious that he's literally not there. He just teleported back from lane. He just burned his teleport, which you should also time, by the way. But you're not warding the you're not warding your bushes enough because like you knew that he was gonna gank you at level 3. Like you had to have known that was a possibility right there.
Yeah.
Because it's not just obvious. It's because he did not start red, and if he did start red, like he would have shown up like to attack you when you were like trying to cheese him over here, which is why I don't recommend you do the cheese. Yes, information is good, but you also give away the fact that like you're not guarding any side of your jungle. So Jarvan could just sneak by you right through mid lane because nobody was at mid lane. Just walk through mid lane, take your team's blue because Kayn will start red because Kayn in fact did start red. So then your teammate loses a blue, asks you why. Jarvan starts with blue, takes blue, then takes your ally's Gromp, walks through this way, loops around, gets a level 2 gank going on, or takes his blue, then takes his red, then takes his Raptors, then ganks your top lane, or takes his blue, and if he's running 1 EXP Quint, which is a cheese, he takes the blue, then takes the crab, then takes the red, hits 3, comes up top and kills you. Either way, some way of happening, all because you showed up here. I don't recommend you invade. Like, if you do this every single game, it works like, what, 5 times out of 10 maybe, and like maybe like 3 times out of 10 you'll get a kill, and then that's pretty much it. But then like it's better to take small risks and small rewards that are completely free and add those up rather than taking like weird risks that don't really have a chance of shining every single game and not getting anything out of it other than taking a shit ton of damage, showing up, and then you show up here, then take a shit ton of damage, then afterwards you don't even push the lane at level 2, and then the next thing you do is you get ganked, you have to flash away to dodge the gank, then force yourself to TP back. Now you have lane priority again. That's great, but you still haven't warded here. Obviously you don't have a ward, but if you backed with enough money for a control ward, which I think you did have, I'm not sure, I'll have to check back. Let me just check that right now, because then it'd be best to ward here, because the next thing that he did as soon as you teleport back was he does a loop-de-loop and does a gank again, because he's still on that side of the map, because he still has he has 3 camps that he hasn't cleared, and your jungler didn't clear this, so there's a possibility that he could have just gone down, killed the crab, and then come back up for like swift vision. And then your mid laner gets lane priority, which is Ahri, which is easy to get like lane priority on against a Diana pre-6. She gets lane priority, then Ahri can also roam up and make a play, but you don't know if any of that's gonna happen because there's no vision control in the river. So I gotta go back really far. All that just stems out like it's just a lot of things to do about top lane. Like when I play Swain, I don't push like unless I know I can do something, and I let the lane push towards me, so I'm only opening myself up to being dove, which Swain could survive because I can root people. And if you open yourself up to being dove, you're for the most part you're safe under tower basically. Let's see. So you did this, he does that, and then you TP back to lane. Okay, you bought a pot. So let's say you had a refillable pot instead. So you have 3 pots and you only use 2 pots. If you use 2 pots, that means basically refillable potions down, and then you recall.
Yeah.
You base. You still have that same pot, and you had 126 gold. Yeah, so you did have just about enough for the control ward, which would have been placed right here, and at the edge of the bush, so that if Shen ever wards, he has to go all the way down to commit to it, and then again, if your jungler could just gank, because Kayn is up here. And then Kayn has to show up on top side of the map because he does mirrored pathing, which means that red side jungler starts blue, and then blue side jungler starts red, and it just mirrors. They both go up in the same direction. So by the time Jarvan is up here, Kayn should, in theory, be up there too if he hasn't performed a gank somewhere else on the map, based on his pathing. Pathing is random, but that's the general like standard path. So Kayn goes up, and then he meets up with Jarvan, so it becomes a 2v2 duel, and then Riven excels at skirmishes, so that's where Fervor comes in. It's extremely important that you, like right now the meta also revolves around you building Duskblade, by the way. I'll see if you get that later on down the line. Black Cleaver is still nice too.
I haven't tried it yet.
Duskblade is broken as fuck.
I just saw that Yumu had a buff in move speed, out of combat move speed.
Let's see, Viper.
I didn't.
Cause Revenge just built it like today, and he won a game with it like right now. Cause Revenge doesn't play Riven that much. Trying to see if there's anybody playing Riven right now. Hi, it's a Viper. Okay, that's essentially him. Okay, you're forced to back again. This time you're sitting at 531 gold. Most of the time your backs are really obvious. They just come back based on whatchamacallit, longsword components. You buy a Caulfield Warhammer. That usually goes. Sometimes people actually recommend you get the Dirk. Dirk is actually also just as good because Dirk can expand onto many different items. Mostly right now because lethality has received changes, and because of the lethality changes, Dirk is actually pretty optimal. So just consider Dirk as like a strong item. It's like playing with Kha'Zix. Like it's just the same mentality. Give me just a bit. I'm gonna look around.
I wasn't sure what to build, so I just bought the Caulfield first. Because there's more options with it.
Death's Dance is still amazing as an item, but like lethality build is like meta right now. Because everyone like Graves, Kha'Zix, Draven, those three are the ones that excel using lethality in particular. They're currently using those right now. And you can still get Black Cleaver, but you don't rush it as much. Like Black Cleaver is always good on Riven, but you don't prioritize it as the #1 item unless well, you're up against a tank, then again you probably should prioritize it here, but just it's always good to just have the Dirk, because like one thing that you can have on Riven is that you have the fact that you don't buy epic, like you don't buy full component items. Like as a tank player, okay, like you buy Chain Vest, Bomby Cinder, those components do jack shit. But then you combine them into a greater item, Sunfire Cape, and suddenly you're like really fucking impactful. You buy Warden's Mail and 2 Ruby Crystals, don't mean shit. You combine it into a Rando and Zoman, suddenly it means something. Whereas Riven, or Kha'Zix, or Graves, or Draven, you know, all those lethality users and stuff like that, they buy components. Caulfield Warhammer gives cooldown, good for Riven. Gives damage, good for Riven, you know? Dirk, AD, lethality, Phage. Like it's all these components. You can just buy components after components after components and never build them into anything. Well, while that's also hella fucking bad, it's also like if you're low econ, like you're losing lane or something, it's fine because you don't really have a choice if you're behind. But here in this case, it's not a big deal for you to buy components after components. Obviously, you can't buy 2 Dirks because they don't stack. Caulfield's Warhammer and Dirk also translate into a Ghostblade. The Dirk can also expand into Edge of Night, if I'm not mistaken. It can expand onto other items. Caulfield's Warhammer can expand onto Maw. If you need the Maw, which you do not need this game, don't build it. It can expand onto... What's the other item? Ghostblade, obviously, because we just went over that. It can expand onto Death's Dance. If I'm not mistaken, that thing still exists as a concept. Like you gotta build items based on like what you need at that time. Here you just need to. Okay, so you know he's a tank, so rushing this component is not optimal versus that matchup. Jarvan will build
Phage
warriors.
Is better, I think.
Phage is good too. Phage is good, but I would personally prefer Dirk based on the gold that you came back to lane with. Like, you recalled with a certain amount of gold, which is about 530. So, you had 2 longswords, which if you combine them with the Dirk, that's 400. About 530, so if you spend another 125, which makes it 525, you can buy a refillable plot plus a control ward. So, you had an option to buy a control ward right here. So, that's like 2 marks, I guess. Like, 2 times where you could have bought a control ward. Being a good laner just means, because like you have to expect that people will kill your control wards, and the only time you don't buy control wards is if you already have one on the map. Sometimes I buy an extra control ward even though I have like another one on the map, just in case that I need to A, replace it, or B, just like let it sit. It's just kind of weird like that. Let's see. You should also take a look at the time to browse around what's the name of the subreddit, Riven mains, see what they're building. I have a few Challenger or ex-Challenger Rivens on my friends list. Here's one. So this was the previous patch, but he does build Cleaver. He does build Death's Dance because he knows that's OP. He builds GA. He builds Tiamat. He builds components after components. And even though he lost his game against a Gnar, pretty bad matchup for Riven, I don't know. He runs Thunderlords on Riven. Like, you see the point.
I see that he has refillable pots only.
Yeah, nothing but refillable pots. Also, he took Doran's shield. He runs defensive stats on Riven because one of the things is like you do have to farm. Like there are some matchups like Gnar, you know, like you just can't farm under that matchup. Like he just keeps attacking you while you try to CS, and you're forced to like, oh my god, I have to sit back under tower because he's just gonna keep harassing me endlessly. Blah blah blah. It gets insane. I'm trying to find Viper's account right now. Viper is one of the Viper, op.gg.
I just watched Adrian Riven.
Adrian, I haven't seen Adrian in a while. Let's see.
Yeah,
Viper. Viper hasn't played for. Okay, well, Viper played 3 days ago, and like his build is like very similar right now. It's with he builds tank boots based on situation, Hydra, death stance. Seems that everybody is still logging onto that death stance hype train. What is Adrian's? Is it still Adrian? It's not Adrian Aries. Adrian Riven. Should be Adrian Riven or something like that. I mean, this is kind of okay. That's pretty cool too. There's so many versions. Let's see.
Oh, I have it bookmarked.
Okay. Oh, here we go. Is this 3 days ago? Jesus Christ, Viper, what the fuck? Alright,
Wait, he
so
changed his name.
Viper here, Viper here. Builds armor pen, probably because tank, yeah, 2 tanks and a fucking shield, okay. Fervor, everybody reels Fervor. Holy fuck. Holy shit. In fucking, what elo is this? This is a Challenger, holy shit, that's a beast. He runs Fervor,
Oh my
18012. I'm pretty sure he runs a refillable pot somewhere along the line. I'm not sure. Yeah, see, he builds a refillable pot. Like, each one of them, just like, at some point, build a refillable pot. This is interesting. Why did he rushed Ghostblade, but then he sold the Ghostblade later on. He rushed
sold
Ghostblade
it?
here. Yeah, he sold it for something else. This was 7 days ago, though, so remember that, like, lethality. Well, Ghostblade now does provide lethality, so it's probably optimal to buy Ghostblade. I think that Duskblade is where everyone's living off the hype train on, but if you like Ghostblade, I mean, people are still building the damn Ghostblade. So it's like, I guess it's a really cheap item for, like, the damage that it can give. That's good. Wait till he tries to CS. Get that creep. No, stop chasing. Okay. Always prioritize getting the creep over the harass, and then if you feel like you're in a losing matchup, this matchup doesn't seem like you're losing it, right? So if you feel like you're in a losing matchup, okay, you're a little too fast with your combo there. That's a little bit of a patience game. First, you have to remember that you guys like flashed around at the same time, and the reason why I know that is because the first time you guys ever traded up at top lane, he flashed away because he thought he was gonna die in the top lane. In response, Jarvan comes in and ganks, and then you flash right after. So if your flash is up by this exact moment, that means his flash should be up too. Especially if he's going in Grasp with the Undying, because his flash will come back up on a 45-second shorter cooldown. Unless he's taking Fearless, which he is not. Because he's not taking Fearless, the Mastery, which makes tanks really OP, then again, Shen needs to make flash taunt plays. So his flash will always be up at the same time your flash is up if you guys flash simultaneously each time. So here, this was a matter of you gotta guarantee that you, like, while the combo is really fast, like the Shy combo where you ult and like land the third Q at the same time, it's better for you to just here, you know you're gonna get the kill, just make sure you don't that right here. Instead, wait till you land the third Q, because right now, because the biggest thing is if you land the third Q, he's in the air, he can't dodge it, you ult, right? Aim the ult if you can aim the ult towards your minion wave, because then you push the wave. Because the next step that you take after you kill him is you push the wave, so that he loses all that CS. And you know that he teleported late into lane because you teleported first in response to the Jarvan gank, which means that he teleported right after you, like way after you, when you shoved him back in. Which means that his teleport should still be down if you timed his summoner. Which means that the later he gets to lane, the later he will get to level 6. And the later he gets to 6, the later he has a chance to ult the other side of the map to help his allies. Which means that you can use your teleport to show up on the map somewhere else before he even gets a chance to do anything impactful. Therefore, you are the better top laner. Just because you killed him and shoved the lane. And by timing his summoner spells. And by killing him. Like, all those steps. You can single-handedly take this one kill and snowball another side of the map completely. If you did it right. So let me see what you do after you get this kill. Okay?
I should have saved my ult then.
Yeah, because you killed him without it. You literally missed it and still killed him. Like, you didn't need it. If anything, let's say you didn't just press the second R there. Because first star, if I'm not mistaken, gives you bonus AD, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you
so.
get the bonus AD, which will allow you to kill him. Then you just R the entire wave, allowing you to push it faster. And in this game, every second counts. Like, every second matters. Because all these creeps, 3, 5, 6, 9 creeps. So a wave and a half. A wave and a half. Denied. Completely denied. And mage minions are huge. Look, now this entire wave comes in. You killed this wave too. This is important, but there's no way you can get this entire tower down. So yeah, this is fine, and it's a cannon minion wave. So look what he misses. He has no teleport. He's not 5. He's walking to lane with the shoe. He's got nothing. If you can't make a cross map play, it does not seem that you can because of your your HP, and 2, due to the fact that like there's really nothing to like. This is nothing. There's really you can't dive this. So just base. It's fine. But you just shoved it all the way in. Now he misses 2.5 waves plus cannon. That's fucking insane. And if you factor in that, like, that's like, I don't know, let's say an average of like 20 gold each. There's 2.5 waves, so 2.5 times 6 would be like, what, 15 creeps or something? 15 creeps times 20, that's like 300 gold. So that's like another, that's like another component, another cloth armor, or towards an upgrade towards whatchamacallit, Ninja Tabi, which could be used to negate your damage. Everything counts. A lot of EXP. So now he hit 6. What the fuck? Did he ult down there? Probably did. Yeah, he ulted, and then nobody died. So now he should have teleport. Interesting. He hits 6 as soon as he gets the wave, then teleports down. Wow.
With lethality, is lethality good versus tanks also?
Yeah, it's like armor pen. Now it's based on your level instead of your opponent's. That's what makes it so different. Because now if you out-level your opponents, which, like, look at your level difference, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're 7, he's 6, but you're close to 8, and he's barely 6. Like, you're gonna get a 2-level difference off 1 kill and snowball it. To be honest, this wave, I don't think you should have missed it. First of all, it's a cannon minion wave. Like, yes, you have lane priority, but he has teleport. Because he did not teleport back to lane. He literally just walked. Oh, this is what you're doing. Oh, this is really awkward. This is a big... This isn't good.
I wanted to see where J4 was.
This isn't... I mean, this is... Okay, this is fine. Because you know that he started... you know that he started blue, which means then he does wolves and he does red. And then, like, 5 minutes later, due to respawn times, around this time, he comes back to life. But due to that, you had lane priority, which means, like, you shoved it up here and stuff like that, and he shows up. Now he has, like... He reset the lane. And you have a wave wrapping against you. You can't just leave the lane now. Now that EXP lead that you had of almost 2-level advantage over him, it's gonna go away. Because now he takes this wave. Now you guys are even in levels. So then all lethality doesn't matter. So I don't think you should have left that way. Because you accomplished nothing other than get a crab for it. I don't think it was worth it.
Okay. Let's see.
Because, yes, it's great to get vision in the jungler. While it's not your job... The thing is, what do you sacrifice for getting that vision? Like, is that vision really worthwhile? All you saw was J4 was just up top side. That doesn't stop Diana from roaming, you know? Like, Diana roamed on her own accord. That's literally not your fault. But, like, you didn't do anything, like, special to, like, do anything about it. So, even if you came in and teleported and stuff like that and, quote-unquote, look for a play, Shen can also respond, too. Because you know he has teleport. Then, like, this is all that your ward gets you. It doesn't do much. If you're gonna set up for something, wait till your jungler like appears on your side of the map, because then you can at least lead into like you go together, like you guys travel together, top jungle. And if you're a bot lane support or something, you go support jungle. Like you travel together, but you went in solo. You don't know where J4 is, yes, but you also didn't know where Diana was because Ahri doesn't have lane priority. Okay. Lane priority is extremely important. Like, oh my god, what the fuck is that tax? Lane priority is like extremely important when it comes to top lane because like it allows you to make the first move, and the first teleport, like the initiative, can be a breaker. But also sometimes if you have lane if you don't have lane priority but you have the really good reactive teleport, then like all the CS that you missed because you lost lane priority gets made up for by a good teleport. But of course that comes with good decision making. Oh my god, why didn't she just hard push? Okay, this is lane priority. Yes, you may leave. Okay.
I think I'm going mid lane.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah.
To be honest, the teleport would not have done anything like really spectacular. It takes 4.5 seconds. You're already like fucking here anyway. Okay, flash. This is fine.
I thought he would have killed the G4.
It's fine. Just if you think that they're gonna get the kill, just let him go. But then it becomes your responsibility. This is an awkward ward. This is on your side of the map. This is a really awkward ward. I think that you should use this ward here. Because you've already established that, like, you basically put their jungler at low HP. And this is a choke right here. Like a little mini choke that can help your mid laner out. Because your mid laner doesn't seem to have lane priority very much. Like, she's just fucking... she's letting it get shoved, which is fine. But at the same time, it allows Diana, who's a really strong roamer and an assassin, like, to make a move. But right now you just killed her, so she can't really make a fucking move. This is the result of him. This is the only thing that he could do in reaction. Okay. So you've lost lane priority. You can either respond to this or you don't. And it's the better option is to obviously not. Yeah, that's fine. Now you just hard shove. Remember, Shen has teleport, so you got a hard shove.
Yeah,
Full Q combo. If you see that he ults, like you gotta guess, like if he's missing, if he shoves your lane and he's missing, he's either A, looking to back, or B, looking to gank. So then you check your map constantly, like you check other sides, because you don't really have to be CSing very much. Like if you should have your mouse here and just look at the map, and then look back up, and then press space, and then press space, and just click back and press space, and then just making sure you get those last hits. What the fuck is wrong with your bot lane? Jesus Christ. They're like retarded. They just ran into them. Like, you know that these guys just won, and then like you just, god fucking damn it, Braum, what are you doing? Kane doesn't deal damage, man.
They kept flaming the Kane that he did no damage every time.
Kane, I don't see him dealing damage, and all he does is tax you. I mean, like, he's not really doing his job as a jungler. He hasn't really exerted pressure. Like, for the most part, J4 is actually making fucking plays.
Oh yeah, this is a good one.
Your teleport could be at the tower. That's it. That's all I could say. This is okay, I guess. It's just I prefer it at the tower because you cut them off. Okay, how did that miss?
Wait, what missed?
The EQ. Okay. This is so pointless. But I mean, well, it's not really pointless. It's to be honest, that's all he can actually do. Like he has no function. This is hilarious. Like this, like he's useless as a Shen. Like you can make plays across the map due to this. Black Cleaver's a good item against him. I'm not against that. What I am against is another. Okay, so the next one is you should just get a Dirk just so you can pierce through some of his armor and get that towards a Ghost Blade. The Dirk is a priority for me when it comes to playing Riven, because then it's just raw damage, and that's what Riven is usually about, especially when she gets more of a lead. The rejuve beat is a little weird. That's going towards
because I have gold.
I think that's going towards that one item. Is it Titanic or it's going towards one of the Hydras.
I actually just buy it for fun. I sell it after.
Oh, you should. I don't really recommend you do that, because then like you just expended 150 gold for no reason. Then like it's just 3 extra health regen that you don't really need for an extra item slot. Like your inventory is full, but it serves no purpose. Instead, just save it and get another item, or just get a second control ward. Okay. Catch him. Catch him in the ward. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Isn't Kane's W a knockoff?
Yeah. The little line thing, like the little skill, like a mini Scion Q, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I played against that. It was hilarious. All you have to do is just dodge it. Like it's so thin. It's just really long. It's just really thin though.
I just roam from now because there's nothing to do top lane.
Yeah, that's fine. If you're gonna opt for roaming, consider just building the tank boots, like just so you can be more tanky and get tier 2. This is a consider. That's really awkward. That's also really awkward. Okay. Yep, dragon. I would also walk this path. I wouldn't take the Gromp. Instead, I would just have. Okay, never mind. You don't have a ward. In fact, you have sweeper. If you're gonna sweep, then just press it now. Right now. Yeah. I would turn it on to check if they have vision on this side so they don't come in for a teleport. Okay, that works, yeah. I would also check that bush. Never mind, there's a control ward in it. Okay, good. So I don't see much of a problem with these roams. This is like after your team is snowballing like really heavily. The MVP is that like while your Ahri is like boosted as fuck or some shit. Just fucking terrible CS against the Diana. You're supposed to win that lane in pre-6. Like you're supposed to get like a mega CS lead. Like you don't just let the Diana CS for free.
Is Diana stronger now with the rework?
Yes, she's
like
fucking broken as shit. She's always been strong. It's just she's just retarded. Like her laning phase is awful, but like post 6 she just one-shots you. Like what the hell? So one thing that
like
I do notice is that like in the different amount of times that you've shown up top, most of the time that you show up top is due to responding to people and not obtaining your own lane priority. And yeah, the quote-unquote there was nothing to do top because you've already had maximum lane priority, but you can't forget that at some point somebody will respond to your lane, which means that you have to respond again. So you should already be there in prep. Like, basically that roam all the way around the map, you stayed, like, you could have backed a little bit sooner to show up on time so that the lane doesn't crash into your tower. Just factor that into the equation. When I'm on my best champion, which is Swain, most of the time, my job isn't really grouping in team fights. Because in the higher levels of play, most of the time, people just play, they don't play passive, they play smart. And for the most part, I'm literally just answering waves as Swain. But that's good because I'm just accumulating so much farm. Like, I have like 8.8 CS a minute on Swain, who has like the worst last hitting animation in the game. Aside from like, I don't know, Karthus or some shit. Oh, this is free as fuck. Nice. God, Angelic Blade Riven is just like the most smooth skin aside from like Arcade. Like, it is just beautiful.
Arcade?
I love it.
I don't use Arcade.
I like Battle Bunny too. Like,
Yeah, Battle Bunny's
Redeemed
nice.
Riven, I think that's what it's called, or Crimson Elite. That, you know, that green one, like or that blue and green, whatever that color is. I don't like that one. It's just a regular one. Oh yeah, Crimson Elite. Yeah, basically anything that's not Arcade, Battle Bunny, or this. Like, so smooth. Okay, so you guys lane swap, that's fine. Now the thing that would happen is if your bot laners got the bot lane turret first, you can opt for a lane swap, which is a meta thing that everybody does right now because what that
I
does
feel
is
like,
huh?
I feel like I just lose my advantage, my lane advantage, if I swap with my bot lane.
Well, the thing is, it's very situational. Not every single time it works, but basically, okay. So you know, Caitlyn and Braum are bullies. Like, you win that lane. If you don't win that lane, you're bad as Caitlyn and Braum. Like you're just a horrible player. Because Caitlyn Braum just doesn't fucking lose to anything, especially Vayne Janna. Like, that's fucking sad. Look, shit, lol, get fucking wrecked. So, what happens is Caitlyn is a lane bully, right? So you're up against Shen, who, like, you don't really kill him like constantly. Like, you may kill him like once, twice, but then he just becomes really tanky. So what you do is you swap lanes, and the reason why is because your goal is not to win your lane if you swap lanes. Your goal is to give your laners a bigger advantage in the macro sense. Like, you're sacrificing your lane so that your team gets more global gold, which in the end is way worth it. Okay, okay. You didn't auto attack the. Okay, hit him. Just right click for the stun. What hit? What? What?
I wasn't watching.
What? I mean, you escaped. That's fine, but. Yeah, so that's another thing.
Auto.
It's just that's a Riven thing. You gotta attack in between your spells. I noticed it at level 1. I kind of just let it go. I mean, not level 1. When you hit 6 and Shen was still 5 and you all in him, when you ult and you whiffed it completely and then you push the lane afterwards, then recalled. You just use QQQ like without auto attacking in between. Hence why I said that was a patience thing. Because if you like that. So that stun is actually really broken. That's what makes Braum one of the most powerful peeling champions in the game. Like, defensively as a tank, that's insanely important. He peels because that stun shit is just so insane. So, yes, I understand you're trying to get your Q knock up really fast, but your DPS is also really important on Riven. Riven, like, is a carry top laner, and at some point she just stops dealing damage. So you just want to deal as much damage as possible. And the reason you stop dealing damage is because people just like out tank you.
I was lagging here like a lot.
That's fine. You got her.
Okay.
So anyway, you switch lanes, and the reason you switch lanes is because you give your team a macro advantage, which means, okay, so your bot laner takes first turret, okay? So then Caitlyn Braum takes first turret. They recall, you swap lanes. Shen stays top. Not only do they deny Shen CS, but then they pressure the tower even harder. Now your enemy bot laners who have lost lane are now more oh my god, we should play safe now because we just lost our tower. What should we do? They're in a state of panic. And for the most part, they're just going to try to sit and last it. Then they're like, oh, Riven and them lane swap, so they'll play aggressive, but then your jungler answers, and then you get dragon control. And then your top laner gets another turret, they get Rift Herald, then they go mid and they go Siege. So the one thing that your team lacked was the control of Rift Herald. I did not see anybody take Rift Herald this game. So, because of that, like, because like your team is good with Rift Herald, and unless they get Rift Herald, like your team is so much better with Rift Herald. Okay, constantly watch the map. Next dragon is Ocean, okay. This is fine. Normally I'd ask you to ward right here. This is a choke where they have to cross in order to get the dragon. It's either this choke or that choke. Either way, they're going to cross one of those two paths.
I only have a control ward.
Yeah, you've only placed it over here, but we're trying to control dragon, so you want to place it like, in the dragon pit or something. Somewhere to, control dragon. Okay. So it looks like they're looking for an engage. This is easy. Just jump in the back. You can just jump in the back.
I didn't go in because they had redemption.
Redemption doesn't do anything if you kill them fast enough. You should be able to get a full combo off on somebody. Your goal is basically to assassinate people and then die. Sometimes it's bad to die 1-for-1. So like sometimes it's okay to die 1-for-1, like depending on the situation. Here I would say that you could have tried to do something, because like you know that they're gonna look for it to fight dragon. Personally, I would have.
I know my team is doing really bad, so I just didn't want to die at all.
So I guess that's what we call like a mental block, because you're fed, you shouldn't be afraid to do things more, because like you should know your own limits as a Riven player. So one of the things I learned on Swain is like when I'm 8-1, I go like hard in, because I know my limits. Also, I have an out, which is Zanya's, but if I don't have Zanya's, I don't have an out. I still don't sit back. I still look for a play, aka a snare, aka a big snare. Like I'm willing to take more damage from my team. In this case, I think that you should have gone for the closest target and kite backwards. That would have been fine. And the reason you should have done that is because you're fed. If anything, you could just peel for the secondary carry, which is going to be Caitlyn, because she has the second high CS that's not yours, and she's working on her rapid fire cannon. She's unable to soak farm. Here's another thing. So she's unable to soak enough farm, like either A, because she's really bad at last hitting, or B, she just hasn't had an opportunity to, because you've been shoving two of the lanes. Another thing that lane swapping allows you to do is you allow Caitlyn or any other AD champion that allows the lane swap to gain more CS advantage over their opponents, because the support will zone out the top laner. That's one, because it's a 2v1 lane, and then you accumulate more CS, and by accumulating more free CS, you give that person a chance to increase their power spike, which is rapid fire cannon in this case. So the sooner she gets rapid fire cannon, the better. It's good that you're answering these side lanes. I mean these lanes, by the way, because if you guys do Baron, right, you're forced to reset after. No matter what, you're forced to reset after. But then the next thing you do is you show up to a ramping wave. This is really bad, because now it's gonna ramp against you. This is really bad. It's gonna ramp against you. This is really bad. It's sort of ramping against you. It's actually ramping the other way, but it's gonna ramp against you. So let's watch this team fight. Like I'm just saying, like you answering these waves is fine, and this is where your teleport comes in. Nice, you got her. Yeah, you got to auto attack her. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, this you can't really fucking auto attack him, and he's dead. Oh, nice. That's fine. Let it go. Focus on this. Yeah. To be honest, okay, flash. Time summoner spells when you can. During team fights, it's very difficult to do, but it's a skill that you can master. There is literally times where I am playing micro-based champions, and in the middle of fucking team fights, I will press tab and tap the flash thing twice, just out of instinct, because I'm just so fucking used to it.
I can't do it. I do it after the fight, always.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so if you do it after the fight, it means you remember that somebody flashed. So you give a rough timer. For me, I give hard timers, like very, very close to the actual, like, accurate timers. And, the more accurate you are, the more the probability your, like, kills will go in.
코칭하는 중이야.
코칭하는 중이라고? 10,000원 주고 코칭했어? 10불?
어.
얘가 코칭하는 거야?
Okay, you got GA. Okay, this is going towards. Okay, this is Death Stance. Wait, where's your Ghostblade? I thought you said you wanted to buy Ghostblade this game.
Oh yeah. I don't know what I'm building.
No, this is fine actually. Like when you're fed, you have GA now. Like when you're fed, you have this. You have this.
I think
you have this.
I wanted to go Mercurial. Yeah.
Mercurial is okay. I'd still think that the Hydra is a little bit better. And the reason why I say that is because
CC?
it smooths you out with the animation canceling. Are you afraid of CC? Okay, so this taunt is the only thing that you can break or condemn. You can't break the knock up. You can't break the knock back. You can't break the knock up. She has a pull, which is a knock up technically, so you can't break like 3 of their abilities. You can't really break that CC, and then condemn is unreliable because like sometimes she'll just condemn you to push herself to peel, which doesn't really do anything. Hydra also gives lifesteal too, and their magic burst isn't that heavy that you. Oh, nice, dude. This guy's dumb. Okay. I think you should. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, he can't really stop you. That's fine. Okay. Nice. Okay.
I think it's game here.
Yeah, I can see it happening. So like, I understand the Mercurial, but then like there has to be a certain kind of hard CC that they okay. So like on Swain for example, or on AD carry in general, if I'm up against the Warwick, you have to build QSS as AD carry. Like you just have to, because like as soon as that Warwick gets onto you even once, you're dead. And I have game winning, like I have footage where there's like a game winner, like he positions himself so badly that he like a QSS would have saved him, but rip. So what I recommend is
here.
huh?
Braum told us like
To
to
do
go
Baron?
Baron instead of
No.
inhibitor.
What the fuck? Take the
Like, he
inhibitor.
got really mad. He just
No, you
kept
okay?
pinging
Look.
Baron.
What the fuck? Why would he call?
And I was the one pinging for the inhibitor.
To be honest, the inhibitor was the better call because it was literally free.
Okay.
But I think that Baron would, like, if you do Baron now, it's bad because they're all up, and you have a chance of it being stolen, and you always want to do it when it's free. That's one of the things I always like to teach. Barons actually are game winners that, like, it turns around it turns around games. It can get you a fuck ton of objectives like towers and inhibitors. But if you're gonna prioritize something, like, okay, so when you kill that thing, the wave was already in a position for you to take the inhibitor. Just take the inhibitor. Baron is also equally as free, but there were no waves in position for you to ramp up with that Baron buff. Therefore, it is not free. So you would just extend the game. So yeah, Baron is it's a good call. It is completely fucking free, but the inhibitor is also equally as free, and it's just a quicker objective to obtain. But Baron is free. Like either way, both of them are free. Both of them are good calls. The better call is the inhib, and you always want to take the better call. But to see that coming, you have to see what Baron could do for you based on how the map is going. Remember that you just came from bottom, right? So if you look at it this way, you just came from bottom by teleporting because the wave was here. So that means that like by the time you get back from, let's say you do Baron, the wave is going to be like right here. How long is it going to take for you to ramp all the way up here? A long time. And this wave is already ramping against you enough. So again, like you have no waves against you. This wave is already here. You might as well take the inhib. Like the waves on the side. Remember when I said you're doing a good job of answering the waves because nobody else in their mothers are answering the damn wave? This is why it's important. Because Baron. While Braum is making a very good call, the call to take inhibitor is just so much better because the side lanes, he's probably not looking at it. It's just not gonna work. Like there's no point because then now you just have a Baron and you guys can't push anything. So you guys have to sit with the waves and wait and chill and then you know Shen will push out a wave and then you're forced to answer. So then it becomes a 4v5 and you don't have teleport and then your Baron runs out. You're like, you know what I mean? Like it just takes a long time to prep it. Instead, just take the free inhib. This is hilarious. Wow, that charm. What the fuck was that? Did you see that charm?
I didn't see it.
Oh my god, this is hilarious. Let me show you the charm. Oh my god. What the hell was that? Oh my god. That's hilarious. Like, yes, well, I think that Baron is... Look, you guys just want a team fight. The next thing that you should have done is after you guys got this, I'm pretty sure you just recalled and, like, bought. But if you didn't, that's okay, too. You have a lot of gold, right? Yeah, you should have recalled and bought. Everybody should have recalled and bought, to be honest. But if you guys somehow end the game here, that's good, too. Look right here. He
I
flashes,
can only
right?
buy a pickaxe.
Yeah. Towards your next item. Yeah. Look at this. Ready for the charm? I'm gonna play it in slow motion.
What?
Right here. She's up here, by the way. Just saying. All the way up here. Beautiful fucking execution. Like, quality player, man. Right there. What is that? Like, Braum didn't even shoot his Q yet. I didn't see it, at least. And, like, I know it's up. Then Braum tries to shoot it now, but she tumbles, and that's fine. Okay, he gets a kill. Good. Don't be afraid to tank tower, by the way. If your wave isn't there, just don't be afraid to tank tower, or at least kill the creep wave. Because, I mean, you have GA, 2, their only damage threat is, like, up. It's like Diana. Because she teleports, she's kind of crazy. She's so dumb. Yeah, the game is definitely over for sure. So right here, if you said you were the one who called for the inhibitor, yeah, your call was better. But you have to understand why your call was better, and how you can apply it to other games. Look at your waves. Look right here, like, let's say you still got Baron. Yeah, you guys would have ended the game, but look at this. Like, let's say the game was not close to being ended at all. Like, look at these waves. Like, this is not where you can maximize your Baron. Your Baron is used to expand on your objective control. Okay, and then GG's. Nice. And then just pad that damn KDA. Nice. I like it. This is what I do too. It's just so funny. Okay. He had a lot of gold. Alright. So power spike wise, you already understand the power of Riven of how you can buy different items at different times. Example, you purchased whatchamacallit, little components such as a lot of the components that I see you buy are based off of the Warhammer, and sometimes like while that is really optimal, consider that Dirk also builds into some stuff that is meta right now too. Dirk is really good because again it gives lethality or armor pen, which is very excuse me crucial to your control of the lane against a tank, like a tank player. Another thing that you can consider is that your control word in the early game and how you manage against their enemy jungler. Assume that because like most of the time people just gank top. Like you know you're probably like aware that people always gank top like all the goddamn time because like top lane is just the easiest lane to gank due to the fact that one, you're a Riven, so you're prone to being a tilt, like undergoing tilt. It happens to everyone. Like on Swain, I get fucking like a legit. I have a game where I'm on a different server on one of my old accounts. I get fucking we do this invade. Where are my deaths? So Cassiopeia has a really bad matchup. Where is the thing? Deaths. Okay. So I'm like winning lane, and like usually you don't win lane, and then something's wrong. So I get ganked, and then I die, right? And then I come back to lane, and then she solo kills me, and I die. And then third death, I'm gonna see if I'm about to 1v on him. I don't. I die, because poison is OP. Oh no, I don't die because of the poison. I tried dodging Lee Sin Q, and then he kills me, and then I die for a fourth time, like seeing if, because I underestimated my, like I'm getting cucked by Lee Sin, right? But while I'm getting camped, I also make like stupid plays like this, and come back into the game, and going from 0-4-4 to 6-4-11, like what the fuck? And the rest of my team, like if you play like the what we call the faker style, which is basically you play so well that you allow yourself to get ganked. So the Jarvan actually ganked you a lot. You pull up the jungle attention, then you just don't die to the jungler. If you can manage that, then you're already one becoming a good player because you know that the jungler is gonna gank you, and two, you play around their mistakes. Because when they ganks, like again, remember when I said Jarvan could have killed you, but he didn't? Like he all he has to do is as soon as he EQs and he flashes right on top of you. No way you were not gonna flash that. If you don't flash that, he wasn't gonna flash on top of you. If he flashes after your flash, you get knocked up because of the animation. It's a mechanic on Jarvan where you EQ flash, and you know about that one, right? Like you've seen it.
I watched King Nidhogg.
Yeah. He does that. Anyway, if he gets that knock up, he gets an auto off of on you that does a lot of damage. Then he just continues to auto you, and then you get ran down because you have no flash or E because it was on cooldown or Q. And then, yeah, you're forced into a different position in the lane. Your lane doesn't favor you. Another thing I noticed in the laning control, like I said, is you don't push as soon as you get the kill, or you don't push fast. Sometimes, like, when the Shen was at bot lane, but you, like, soft shoved it. Like, you kind of queued every now and then instead of just hard Q, auto, Q, auto, Q, auto, W to AoE damage them, like, etc., etc. That's really important because then you gotta switch interchangeably between hard shoving and not hard shoving, because then it allows you to control the lane's flow. And by controlling the flow of the lane, you can make or break a laner. That little cheese strat when you decided to leave the top lane in order to get a ward on the red pit, and then you walked over or hit the plant to jump over the wall. That was kind of pointless because like all you got was that Jarvan was gonna be top. I mean, like at that point, knowing that Jarvan was gonna be top, all you had to do is just play safe, and you knew Jarvan came, and then like Jarvan actually does show up, and you decide like like nothing happens. Like okay, cool. But that vision is pointless because then all you could have done is just ward the river with the control ward or just a regular ward, and you still would have known Jarvan is coming. You know what I mean? Like you knew like some way, shape, or form without going down there, you would have known Jarvan was gonna arrive top because you would have either warded the river or you knew that he was already there. Like some way or shape or form, once again, you would have known that he was going to arrive in the top lane and try to make a play off of you. And then the next thing is that you also decided to build the rejuvenation bee to sell it. Like it's just don't spend like if you have excess gold, even if like whether or not you're ahead in the lane or you're behind in the lane, just try not to spend things like that aren't like part of a component. Like I thought the rejuve bead was into consideration of a Tiamat. I think that's what it's like, longsword Tiamat or something like that.
Yeah,
But you just bought it because like just because like I don't like I wouldn't recommend buying items just because like if you look at all my OP.GGs, every time I play Swain I buy tier, and I have a purpose for buying tier. Because it's a style that I do that's really broken as shit, and you can only do it if you're really good at Swain. So it's like it's the same thing on Revenge's Riven. Like right, sometimes like you don't have to build QSS because like no matter what you're gonna die anyway. But sometimes you do build QSS. Like, you know, there's certain items that you can buy and certain items that you can just ignore. Like, you don't have to buy GA every single game. But in this case, because you're so damn far ahead, people are gonna look to try to kill you. And by buying GA, you deny them that privilege. Therefore, therefore making you a bigger threat. You kind of know what I mean? Like, oh shit,
Yeah.
he's fucking 10-1 and he has to die twice. So if they expend all their resources to kill you, and if you're quote unquote afraid of dying, you shouldn't be afraid of dying. Because you should be more confident in your ability that you are so strong that you should be able to dunk 1 or 2 people without being afraid. You know what I mean? Like if I'm 0-6 on Swain, I'm actually going to play a little bit differently because I'm 0-6. But if I'm like if I'm like 6-0, then I'm gonna be playing differently because I'm gonna be more aggressive, looking to close out the game. And I guess that's a huge problem. Like, being like 19-0 and still playing like this, like as if you were 0-19. You know what I mean? Like that's not the kind of style that you really want to adapt to. Because right there,
I'm
like
just not confident because I'm not good at Riven. Not really, just.
to build up your confidence more, start like seeing more. I guess you can't just kills do matter more. Obviously, like a lot of people like tell me like, what about kills versus no kills versus kills versus no kills? Like some it's a hard argument, but personally, my play style and my defined coaching style is you farm to win. Because if you farm really fucking well, first of all, that's a mechanical thing. So you're developing muscle memory to last hit, and whether or not you're behind or ahead, you will never forget to last hit. Like Faker went 0-12 in a game, and he had perfect CS, because it's just a muscle memory that's so refined in him. So I found that like really interesting, and he wasn't afraid to like take a few hits in the face for a CS, etc. etc. So with that being said, the first thing is let's get muscle memory into factor and focus on your CS. Your CS is fine this game, but then like you missed a few. Obviously that's just improvement, but definitely look towards your CS every single game. Always look to see how you can do your CS better and better, like every single game. That's just a general tip. Everybody would tell you that, like no matter what kind of champion you play, it doesn't matter. Just CS, because it's just very healthy for you to CS. So let me filter you out to, let's say you're Riven. Like I see that you're a top laner, and like you average around the same CS for each one except for Gangplank. I noticed that you have a lot more CS on Gangplank. Obviously it's easier to farm on Gangplank because all you have to do is press the E and then right click it, or like Q it, and then everything dies. But like practice farming on each and every single one of your champions. I see that you average 181 CS. That's really, really solid. That's actually really damn solid. This is my Latin America North account. I average 200 CS like on Swain, and I have like less games play. Obviously, it's because that kind of skewers it. But like when you see, you just kind of CS a lot. And again, I've been a support main for a while, and I only play autofilled like mids and stuff like that. But then like I've been trying to refine.
A lot.
Huh?
You CS a lot more than me, like 200.
Yeah. It's because I want to keep. It's because like Swain needs. Like think about it like this. It's the same thing that I told you at the beginning about your itemization on Riven. Remember that Riven is built off of components, right? Which is Phage, Dirk, Caulfield's Warhammer, more Dirks, more Warhammers, Pickaxe. What's that one item? QSS. They're all the same amount of gold, like relatively, right? 1200, 1100, 1300. And then of course, if you back with a certain amount, let's say you back with 1400, you can choose to buy a QSS, a control ward, or you can buy a Dirk, a control word, and a refillable pot. Like you get so many options just with the amount of gold you have. But the better like you get at last hitting, because like even when you're behind, like some games that are really slow. Let me see, where's my loss? Even when I lost, I still had like a suboptimal amount of CS. Like no matter what, like you always want to prioritize CSing, and that's really important because it makes you as a player. Because if you forget to CS, that's like gold that you're throwing away, Like just because I get a ton of kills in some games, like 13-12, like a really high KDA, doesn't mean anything if I have no CS to back it up, It's the same thing with Riven. Whatever champion you play, it doesn't matter. The only time that's an exception is if you're jungling and you're playing a really gank heavy jungler like Lee Sin. Here I see that your CS is average like 5, 6, 7. Of course that could be a lot higher. You should be around the same CS as mine, which is about like 6 a minute, 7 a minute. I go a little bit higher because like I really prioritize farming and I gather a lot of farm. I focus on really last hitting and stuff like that. Another thing is that again your control word usage. You bought a lot of control words here, but then like okay, two, yeah, okay, this is good actually. I like these control words. Like 5, this is really solid. Yeah, more control words, a lot of control words. There shouldn't be a game where you go on without buying like control words. Like at least buy one every game, like at minimum. And if you really can't afford to buy a control word, I mean like just try to sell your refillable pot or something for a control word. But just like focus on your vision control. That's very important. Again, you knew that the jungler was coming. First of all, you knew that because that little cheese strat, you had to have a purpose for doing it. If you think it's just for cheese, there was a little bit more to it. Because what I analyzed is that from what I'm thinking is because you say you do it every game, you're just trying to see when their jungler, whether or not their jungler will do red buff. But you don't actually do anything with that information because what I see is that, okay, so he did not start Raptors red into Krugs into gank in top. He did not start Raptors red blue, which means that I am safe. Instead, what I can analyze is, okay, so he did not do red, which means and I don't think he's at Raptors because he's not at Raptors. I mean, if he was at Raptors, he would have just left the Raptors and just started attacking me 2v1. Shen would take taunt and then lock you down, and then you're forced to jump over the wall and take a ton of damage. You know? So, knowing that Jarvan was not at Raptors, and no way he starts Krug, and knowing that he doesn't start red, then there's only one possible option. He's getting a leash from his bot side. And what does that mean? Either mid or top is going to get ganked at 3 minutes. Knowing that if you push that hard, and when you dueled him, right, like up at top lane again, which you didn't have to do that, by the way, when you dueled him, like in that little bush at the top lane, you are indirectly shoving the lane. Because Shen is getting lower to the point where, like, okay, if I walk up, Riven's just going to Q auto me, and I'm going to die. I don't want to die, so I'm just going to play safe, which will allow the lane to push towards Shen naturally, which means that you are opening yourself up to a gank. By dueling him and fucking him up in the early game, you actually open yourself up to that gank, you know, thereby losing your flash and your teleport. And then if Shen, like, actually, and then Jarvan actually comes and ganks you again, but, like, he fails miserably because he misses his EQ, because, god damn it, that was retarded. If he actually landed his EQ or flash EQ'd on you, you'd be in trouble. But, you know, he didn't, because, you know, he's not, like, smart enough to. Like, pfft, I can't believe he missed that, like, honestly. But yeah, you see, like, because you started one thing, it leads to a chain of events that can, like, skewer your lane in their favor. It can happen, I'm not even kidding. Like, it's just, that is just the thing. You know? Like, that kind of makes sense, right? So just like be careful, like those little cheese strats, the little cheeky moves that you do that like, haha, I got you and stuff like that. Sometimes they actually can backfire because that's what cheese strats are. They either hard work and troll the opponent and tilt them, or they just completely fall flat. And you really don't want to become like a cheese player because like at some point the cheese just doesn't work anymore. Not because like the cheese is bad, but because like at some point you are punished for it too much. For example, in this level
few
play.
cheese stuff like versus Poppy. I go to the third bush on top lane, like right.
Oh,
next
and then
to
you
his
slam
tower.
them into like the wall or some shit.
And then I mean the second bush. Then I stack my third Q. I jump on her, auto attack, then Q auto. I just do the combo and
Oh,
she has
okay.
to flash.
Do you play Darius?
No, I don't. I have 48%, I think.
Oh.
Win rate.
But you've played the champion, right?
Yeah, on my main.
Okay.
I don't own it here.
So you know that Darius cheese where you stand in one of the bushes and then you just kind of like auto attack with W and then like you fuck them over? That's like the same thing. That's like a cheese strat. It works a lot like in stupid elos and people like hate it. At some point it's like in my previous coaching session I was coaching a Kha'Zix with one of my challenger friends that I met in solo queue that was a beast. And basically what he said was you just cheese your way through the ladder. But then at some point, it just stops working. So then you have to develop as a player. And here, what I can see is that the cheese just, like, it works, and at the same time, it doesn't work. Like, you could have gotten punished for it by the Jarvan. Obviously, you didn't. But again, it is possible that you got that got punished. So consider that your cheese can get punished. So just be careful on that. And then, like, some people are just like really good. Also, op.gg your opponents, just to see if they're autofill top. This guy is fucking awful. What the hell? He only plays Shen, and he played so poorly. And then he plays Karthus. What the fuck is this? And then he plays all these
I don't know
random
OPGG because I don't know. Sometimes it tilts me.
Really?
Just by looking at like if I see someone's a Smurf,
Oh.
I play worse than usual.
Oh, whenever I see a Smurf, it's kind of like a bring on the challenge kind of thing. Like I faced like is the game still on my records? Let's see. Is it? I faced the. Oh my
Because you know
god.
you're gonna lose, so
Let's see. This is my match history. It's like I accidentally fucked up right here. Like I took Colossus because I was playing Thresh and I thought I was gonna play Thresh, but then I told I accidentally I told my my guy who was swapping with me, can you pick me Lulu? And I didn't change my masters because I thought I did. Let me see if it's still here. It has to be. It must have been from like it's like a month ago. Let's see. Where the fuck is it? It's not here anymore. Fuck. Um. No, no, it's definitely not here anymore. Yeah. I faced a fake player, but he was a Smurf. He was like 27-3. Mid laner, he played Syndra versus Swain, and he had like the fake Bjergsen name. So I thought I was like, oh shit, I'm up against fucking Bjergsen. And I looked it up, and it's like, yeah, it's not him, it's not him. But the guy played it so methodically, and it was like a CS war. I was at like 8 CS, and he was at like 8 CS a minute, or he was at like 7.7 CS a minute, and it was just like the complete farm fest. And then we just played off of shot decision making, and that's another thing that you got to consider. When you play Riven, it's a very mechanical champion. Like if you mess up mechanically, not only will you tilt yourself, but like you understood exactly where you went wrong and how it could have impacted the game. That's why I play Swain, or I also play Annie. I play Swain because like I don't mess up. Like there's not really much to fuck up. Like, oh, you missed the snare, great, okay, I'll just land it next time. It's a very short cooldown. But Riven, you gotta auto, you gotta Q auto, Q auto, Q auto, or you gotta EQW or EWQ, EQ. Like you have so much mashing to do and so much memorization of the combinations that are presented to you. It's a lot of overwhelming knowledge, and it takes a lot of practice to perfect the champion to the level of like that you want. For example, this guy, like there's a lot of fucking games that he plays, and his accounts have been banned before for different reasons that I can't really say, that include the words smurfing as another term for it. But he has perfected the champion through years and years of playing it, and there are some people that also can play the champion through years and years, but then at some point, just the champion, like they're playing the same champions as you, Riven. But why are they higher elo? It's because of their decision making, of course. Like they gotta make the right choices. So for example, like all those little minor things that I said, like think about this, like low risk, low rewards, they always add up. It's like if you put in a bunch of pennies in a piggy bank every day when you were born, it literally adds up. Like I don't know, if I'm like fucking 21, and if I put a penny a day for 21 years, that's a lot of fucking pennies. That's good. That's like $100 or some shit. I don't know, but it's a lot of money, like free money that's just sitting there. So you gotta take low risk, low rewards, and add them up. And that's why SKT is like one of the best teams. They play off low risk, low rewards that add up, and also they're just mechanically monstrous in their place. So here, the thing with another thing is that sometimes you back with a large amount of gold, and you really want to, again, like that's why I'm telling you those components: Phage, Dirk, Caulfield Warhammer, I guess the lifesteal item too, pickaxe. They're small items, components by components by components, lead after lead after lead that add up consistently if you keep buying them one at a time. If you keep buying them, you're just getting small power spikes that lead into a big power spike. And your opponent can only itemize so many items. They gotta itemize like, defensive 1, defensive 2. And they don't like mesh well together because they don't bring combat stats other than durability. Like all that Shen can do is just make it so that you take longer to kill him, but you're just adding up your lead constantly. That like it basically you get more items than he can get because you're always pressuring him for CS, for killing. Another thing I don't see you do is pressuring your opponent for CS, but this is Shen we're talking about. That's kind of a different story. Shen's criteria is that he can block your auto attack, so like he negates all your trades. So I mean like that wasn't a big deal, denying your opponent CS. But like if you're up against like what's another champion that you could hard deny CS off of, like Jax or some shit that like fucks up, like stuff like that, or like Gangplank or Nasus, like you could deny them from taking CS. But here, Shen, like, I understand if he's even in CS with you, because, like, to be honest, like, he could be, because, like, he could just negate your trades. Also, jungler influence is huge, too. Teleport-based plays. Off of one kill, if you looked at the map, could you see, like, what I was seeing? Like, I saw that as soon as you got that one kill, you could have taken that lead that could have just snowballed the game out of control. That's another thing that I learned about, like, with playing on Swain. Let me see if I can find the play, actually.
You mean TP right after I get the kill?
Oh no, I'm just saying, well, kinda. So what I was saying was you should TP, like you should look for a TP after you get the kill, but that's after you push the lane with your ulti. Remember when you missed your ulti? Like you could have saved your ulti to push the lane, that thereby denying Shen a shit ton of CS because you technically denied it 2.5 waves. You just could have done it a little bit cleaner. And being clean is actually really important on playing Riven. And then the next thing is when you let's say that they were in a position for you to TP, because when that gank happened, there were 3 people there that were low HP, but by the time you teleport there, they're already gone, so you would have wasted TP. I'm just saying that you should look at the map in the case that there is a possibility for a TP play to exist, because it can exist. June 22nd. Okay, let's see. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can find it. That at that exact moment, no play existed. But there was always possibilities of plays existing that you can look for. So here's me playing mid lane on Swain. This is a teleport play. So I decided to roam up on the map because I feel that Ivern was looking for a gank. So I just said, okay, I have lane priority. Remember what I said? Well, if you don't know what lane priority is, because I've been saying that a lot, and I'm pretty sure like let me just give you a base definition. You basically just shove the lane in so that your opponent either has to make a choice. They stay and take the CS, or they lose all that CS and then they show up late. But because you have lane priority, you may leave first because you've already done your job. You shoved the lane.
Yeah.
So I have lane priority and I decide to leave. Now all the CS crashes into the mid lane, and either the enemy mid laner takes it all or he doesn't. So I go up top. I see 2 people here, so I'm gonna decide to fight. It's 2v2. Oops. Lol. And then like I guess I'm scripting or something because I dodged this. Woo! I'm so great.
It should have hit.
Yeah, I know, right? That's what I said too. So then, you know, I'm watching what's happened. She fell flash. Look, I'm up with the Riven right here, and then right here, we just look for a play. Oh, it seems that I can't get him, right? Okay, that's cool too. So we picked up a kill, or I picked up an assist, and it seems that my lane is still in that good position. I don't need to go back into my mid lane. I have 1200 gold, but I have teleport. Looks like something's happening here. So I decided to teleport across the entire map for a play. The whole map. Because this is where the map awareness thing comes in. This is me being a mid laner. If I were top lane, I would do the same thing. I even flashed for it because it's Draven. Because, you know, Draven, you gotta stop Draven from snowballing, and then he's basically done. And then, like, we get 3 kills off of that, all because, like, I was there. Because that kill would have gotten away, you know? And that's what you could do with lane. Not only lane priority, but, like, a teleport and looking at the map. And really getting used to your teleport timings, because, like, teleport is, like, a really hard art to master. Because, like, sometimes, like, just teleporting wrong could turn around the team fight bad. But teleporting in reaction to someone can also turn a team fight in your favor. Like, it can save games, basically. I've had a play where I've teleported into the Baron pit and I snared 2 people that were doing the Baron, killed them, and then we took the Baron and we won the game off of that single teleport play. That wasn't possible if I took Ignite or if I took Ghost on any other champion or something. So consider that.
Yeah.
Let's see. You don't have a problem with your your combos, like, other than like auto attacking in between them. Like, you seem to know the EQ, you seem to know the EWQ, you seem to know the stun dash. Like, you stun them away then dash. You know, like, how to last hit with your spells, because, like, in the case that you can't last hit with auto attacks, you last hit with your spells, etc, etc. So, like, there's a little baseline understanding that I see you have on Riven. It's just that this is more of a macro problem, and D5 is where that's where it struggles. Like, people, like, there's so many, like, skewers. Like, some people are just like that call for Braum and that call for Riven. Let's talk about that for a little bit. That call, personally, I would have gone for the inhibitor, and you were right. I would have taken the inhibitor, because if you look at the lanes, you have to consider, like I said it before, you were bot lane, and you were at your tower. Like, you're at your fucking tower. Like, if you took Baron after killing mid, you guys all recall, because you guys get extra gold off of Baron. You know, 300 global gold. That's a lot of fucking gold. You guys recall. Now what? You guys just go back into one top, 3 mid, 1 bottom, 1-3-1 split push comp. And what is that going to serve? It'll take like one minute, 1 minute and a half, 2 minutes of a whole 3.5 minute Baron, just so you guys get into pressurize the lanes. That's pointless. Instead, just take the free and hit, reset, and then jump to Baron, threaten the enemy team for Baron, forcing them to result in a choice. Do we all 5, the enemy team, go answer to your Baron, or do we just send one to defend inhib and then let them take the Baron? So they're under a situation of panic. And in solo queue, you always want to cause a lot of panic. on the enemy team, not your team, not your team. Jesus fucking Christ. Alright, that's another thing. Solo queue is chaotic. You're really, it's really rare to see people work together in like any level of play except for like mid and high diamond, because like at that point people will actually start kissing ass. Because like they know that like when there's a smurf on it, like when I'm in D3, right, and higher, when I see a fucking smurf, I'm gonna give up my role because they're better at it than I am. I'll just play Phil, I don't care. Like, if they're a better support than me, okay, maybe not. But if they're a better, like, top laner, and I was autofill top, yeah, fuck, you take my top. Or if they're a better bot lane duo than I am, like, there's sometimes you get, like, those, like, fucking, whatchamacallit, Challenger series, or North American, solo queue, or LCS, or, like, fucking double lift Biofrost down at bot lane. Just give them the fucking role. And in the top lane, just play Swain or something in the top lane, you know, like, just play something simple, very safe. Like, I played with Tyler 1, like, I was autofill top, or yeah. I was supporting. I could have supported Tyler 1, but my friend, like, he queued in the same time. We didn't duo queue together. We just happened to get paired with each other. I'm like, hey, you want to support Tyler 1? You're better at support than me. I'm down to play top lane Swain. And then like I just played top lane Swain and just sat up there in Masters and just sat and farmed, because that's all top lane is in Masters, just sitting and farming. It's fucking fantastic. Just standing up there and farming for days. But and I didn't make a play at all. I never got to teleport, nothing. I gave Tyler 1 some kills, and I was really happy. But it is okay to relinquish roles. That's just a general tip. If you think that they're like just so much better than you, just give up your role. Like, it's okay. It's not like the end of the world. If they play it badly, they play it badly. But like, you know that they're gonna be better than you, generally speaking. They will.
Like,
there's just like a higher likelihood of them winning the lane.
My other options, like, there's nothing. I can go GP mid lane.
Oh yeah, you can do GP mid lane. GP mid lane's broken as shit. God, fuck that champion. GP, just one good barrel. I hate GP because like I was playing Lulu one time and I think I got like one shot by a barrel. Let me see. Is this the game where there was a Gangplank? Yeah. Let me see. I had a one death where. Let's see. No, that's a Caitlyn. Did we lose this game? Yeah, that was a really hard fought defeat. They had a superior team comp where you were slain by Gangplank. Let's see. This is the one where I had the Colossus. No, this is the one I had a regular Masters. Is this where's the part where Gangplank kills me? I misstepped. He just shot me. That's mid lane Gangplank. Like I was 600 HP. I got hit by the dragon. I thought I was safe. All I had to do was protect my Twitch. I was wrong. There's too many things to worry about. They got a frontline Sion, a frontline or a backline Caitlyn. That's really annoying already because Caitlyn wasn't banned. Twitch is in the front line. I'm trying to protect Twitch. Then all that matters is, oh shit, I can't get out of here. I have no flash. And then he just shots me. Like 639, I die. Like holy fucking shit. That's what gameplay can do. I die again. Why? Oh, did I get shot? Please don't tell me I got shot. I have 800 HP. Oh my god, he shot me. Oh no, he didn't. Oh, I got knocked up and then he shot me this way. Yeah, okay. Like either way, I got shot somehow. Okay, like you get the idea. Like that's what Gangplank can do. Cause like you know that Gangplank has the ability to turn around games. Like you've seen LCK games. I don't know if you have, but there are LCK games where he just turns around games 100% because he is just a good farmer that like has the ability to single-handedly turn around games. You know. So that's what. Yes, Gangplank is a good champion to consider. My monitor.
But I don't play mid lane because I don't know the mid lane, like how to control waves mid lane and all that.
Yeah, it's not as good as playing him top. Yeah, I understand that. Holy shit, what the hell? It's not as good as playing him top. Like in top lane, you get a lot more free farm capabilities, and you obviously like you have a lot more roam potential as Gangplank in mid lane because you can go up to top and bottom. But top, it's better to play him. This Annie is a good champion. Your win ratios are really interesting. Kale's OP as shit. Consider Kale, but you could try the Master Yi Kale combo, but it's really methodical. You can't just do it like and nobody could just do it.
Kale, I just played when I was gold.
Yeah, Kale's broken. A zillion, lol. Expanding your champion pool is really important. How do you feel against the Renekton matchup, for example? Everybody picks Renekton against you.
I ban it usually.
Huh?
I ban Renekton.
Okay, good.
It's either Renekton or Lee Sin because I don't want Lee Sin in my team.
Fuck Lee. Yeah, fuck Lee Sin too. I hate going against Lee Sin because they always camp me. I feel the same. Well, anyway, there's like a lot that you can definitely improve on. Like I thought this was just gonna be a stomp. Well, it was. There was a lot of clean things that you could have done. Like these little things. Yeah, just don't do that rejuve beat thing. Like it's just like that's what we call it's not just like a little nitpicky thing. It's what we call getting cocky. And sometimes like your team will just like start doing stupid shit. Like I've had games where like you just get so cocky and you just start doing stupid shit. Like, oh, I'm gonna buy fucking Infinity Edge on Swain or something just so I can auto attack them to death. Like you buy that and you waste all your gold and then
I
like
see Box fight a lot. Like
yeah, Box
I don't know
is a
why.
good player. I don't know if he's not. He's a streamer, which means he's not serious about the game as much as like
Yeah.
people that are actually trying to climb, like Tempest, for example, like Way of the fucking Tempest, etc., etc. Um, if you're gonna work on any champion that I asked you to play, I guess Renekton would be a good option if they take Riven away from you. Otherwise, Shen is another good. Like like some tanks that have at least you have two champions at least, Gangplank and Riven. You should expand it a little bit more. I see Poppy, I see Warwick, that's a jungler. I would only recommend Renekton, and the only reason why is because it's just if they pick Riven, you pick Renekton, and like you as a Riven player should know more than any kind of other player against the Renekton how it feels to be a Renekton versus a Riven because you played it the other way around. If you know how the matchup goes one way, you should be able to play it the other way. You know?
You just look at his fairy bar, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that and also you just don't fucking like you just take smart trades. Like you trade when he's trying to CS and shit, but at the same time you don't go hella ham. You should consider playing champions that are just not favored against you because then it's like a free win basically. Because like, oh, I know my own champion this well. Like for example, if I'm up against my own Swain, I just pick either Orianna or Kassadin and I know how to play against them because I played that matchup a billion times. Or I pick Cassiopeia because fuck Cassiopeia and just run them down. Because that's how easy it is to play against Swain. You just run them down. You just know the matchup, and if you know the champion against the matchup, you're basically set. It's like I either pick Swain or I pick something that plays against Swain because I know how to Swain, etc. etc. Or Annie, like just because fuck that. Okay, so if there's any time where I like cut off or like I was too fast or blah 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 something like that, I'm gonna upload the thing to YouTube. It's probably gonna be uploaded either this weekend or next week when I go onto like campus because I have really good internet on the campus. But in the case that you missed something, you or your friends or anybody who wants to watch it will be able to rewatch the entire session from the 1 hour and a half session that we have from the beginning, like from when I started the call and everything. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
That's cool.
All right. So I hope that helped you out and hope that like you do get out of D5 because like if you're hard stuck, there is a reason why you're hard stuck. Right now, it's just macro. It's like macro and some little minor mechanical stuff. Obviously, the mechanical stuff is always able to be refined. First thing priority again, your CS and answering waves, and of course just choosing whether or not you should push towers or not push towers depending on the circumstance.
Okay.
All right.
And like games where I go 0-2, 0-4, 3-5, those games I couldn't find a TP opportunity. That's my problem in these losses.
Let me see where are my swing games to reference that. Let's see. There are some like this, right? Like this kind of shit, right?
Like,
Yeah, I feel the same. No, it happens. Like sometimes you just like get those teams.
I
like,
just farm top lane. That's
yeah,
it.
it's just so bad. Like look at this. Like I dealt 10k. Me and the solo laners did damage. These guys just straight open. Like there's no kills in this game. They just got like look what the fuck. And then like I did all the damage. My jungler did all the damage. We have 04, 07. So it's fucking what is that? If you combine that, that's 011, and then they're just too strong for like I get it. I feel the same. Like there were opportunities, but at the same time, sometimes there's just no opportunities. It just feels really awkward, like not seeing opportunities. But also consider look at your damage charts too, just seeing if you're actually dealing a lot of damage. Because like when you're really far ahead, yeah, you always deal the most damage. Like I noticed this, like like find out who the real carries are, and that's why I said like earlier,
yeah.
you didn't play around your AD. Like your AD should always be like it's Caitlyn. Like you know how broken Caitlyn is right now. She's always bad.
Yeah,
There's a reason. No matter what happens, she's just so far back. Like her style is just so stupid. And due to that, you should take advantage of that. Like, yeah, I have a Caitlyn on my team. I'm going to funnel some more resources onto her, even if I'm Swain. But it kind of depends on what kind of Swain I'm playing. Do I feel like playing team fight Swain, or do I feel like playing fucking greedy-ass Swain? So, depending on where I, feel like my heart belongs to, I will change up my playstyle and adapt to the team. Because each of my accounts has like different styles of Swain. I just have like high KD, except for this one. I went like 06 in a game, and like I won a game going 06, and that was funny as fuck. Like sometimes you just play like this was really bad. Like I was just distracted, but then like you get the idea of like how insane like it just kind of changes points of views different decision making, how to zone, what to do in lane control, blah blah blah. I have a 100% win rate. I hope I get it to like fucking plat 5 without losing a single game. I'm probably gonna lose like more. Fuck my life. Blah blah blah. And then yeah, always look at your damage charts. Like Swain usually does the most damage for me, but then like I also have other people that the fucking this kid gets wind speakers and does like 41k
Wind
damage. I don't know how that's a thing, but yeah, that's all I could go. I need to play ranked on this account. Fuck, that's all I could throw out for now. Like I said, you can always message me on this Skype if you have questions. I always add like coaching clients because this is a public Skype, like I said. So yeah. It was a good session. I haven't coached Diamond in a while, but I don't really see any differences between Diamond and Silver, like or Bronze or wherever I coach, because like there's just a lot of fundamental basics that just repeat throughout every single elo. Even in High Masters, some people still don't know about like jungle timing and stuff like that too. It's just so weird. You'd expect them to, but at the same time, there's people that do know and there's people that don't know.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, then I guess I'll see you later, right?
Okay. Thanks.
Alright, yeah. Have a good one. Alright guys, that was coaching Riven, Angelic Blade. I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.